The field of private security has never been more in demand. We'll take a look at how Centaur is servicing that need. From parking lots to shopping centers, street lighting, and more, we'll see how one Los Angeles company is leading the way in high-performance LED lighting solutions. These stories and more, today on Inside the Blueprint. When it comes to your personal safety, you can never be too cautious. And the field of private security has never been more in demand. From shopping plazas to residential communities to public and private events, the need for highly trained security officers continues to grow. And one LA security company is here to service that need.
My name is Tigran Kirakosyan. I am the CEO and the operations manager of Centaur Security Services. I come from a family of policemen and servicemen, and it was natural for me to get into an industry of safety and security. My partner and I grew up on the same street, and we were always kind of the protectors of people who couldn't do it themselves. Over time, it evolved into security work.
From armed and unarmed guards to private mobile patrol, what are some of the security services you provide?
We offer two types of security. One would be standing guard, and the other one would be mobile patrol. Standing guard security means that the security guard will be posted at the given location, whether residential or commercial, at all times. Versus mobile patrol means that we are going around in a car servicing multiple buildings. We start by identifying the needs for the client, what their problem areas are, what their issues are, and then provide solutions based on that.
Protecting someone's safety is a huge responsibility, and it's definitely something that requires proper training and education. What type of training goes into becoming a security officer?
Before the guard even gets to us, they have to get licensed by the Bureau of Security and Investigative Services and undergo a federal and state background check. Once they are cleared, then they come to us. This is when we start our own training. That includes liability awareness, empathy training, and professionalism. Times are changing. Security guards are becoming the extension of law enforcement in the modern society. Lots of scenarios where police can only get involved in public space, security handles situations on private properties, preventing loss and de-escalating situations. A great example is Beverly Hills hiring a private security company to help them patrol the streets. Another example is parking enforcement hiring a private company to help them with citations.
Going into a role like this has to have its share of difficulties and misconceptions. What are some of the biggest challenges that security officers face?
One of the misconceptions about security guards is that security guards provide emergency services. The reality is, security guards are only there for mostly preventive purposes. Once the situation is out of control and a crime has taken place, security guard needs to contact the law enforcement and have them arrive and assist them as they can. A lot of people don't know that armed security officers are armed for their own security. Just like any other industry, there are large corporations that offer security services and smaller boutique companies. Small companies have the advantage of being more flexible and having a direct contact with the client versus larger companies who have to deal with the corporate culture and bureaucracy.
So for any of your private security needs, Centaur Security wants to be your partner in protection.
Message that I want to leave you with today is, no matter the level of security you are surrounded by, it's always a good idea to have cameras, good lighting, gates where possible for your property. And on a personal level, lock your doors, keep valuables in your trunk, and always be aware of your surroundings.
For more information about Centaur Security Services, visit their website at centaursecurityservices.com. And of course, visit our website at insidetheblueprint.com. Real estate investing is an exciting and confusing industry. With tons of laws on things you can and cannot do, it's important to educate yourself on the details.
I actually began my career doing tax returns for the rich and famous in Beverly Hills. The IRS actually issued a revenue ruling that kind of gave birth to this whole industry and allowed the DST, or the syndicated real estate offering, to qualify for Section 1031 exchange. Many of our clients come to us and they say, why haven't we heard about DSTs before? So what we would like to do today is introduce you to an entirely new concept in real estate investing that combines the power of Section 1031 exchange and the Delaware Statutory Trust, also known as the DST. So a DST is not only an investment vehicle to invest in institutional grade properties, but it's also the only way that you can invest in real estate on a tax-deferred basis without being a landlord. Because the identification rules for 1031 exchange allow you to go into multiple properties, and because the investment minimums for the DST is as low as $100,000, we can diversify an investor into multiple properties, multiple asset classes like multifamily, these beautiful Class A multifamily properties, best of class, maybe 300 to 500 unit new constructed apartment complexes, or maybe even to a single offering with as many as 20 to 30 triple net retail stores like Walgreens and CVS and Walmart, for example.
Yeah, there's three basic premises for an exchange. When you give up ownership of property, it has a certain value. And with an exchange, you need to replace that full value. Well, that value is typically made up of two things: the amount of cash that comes from a sale and the amount of debt on the property. So to fully replace an investment, you got to replace that value and put all the cash back in. And if you're replacing that full value, you got to come up with the rest of the money to buy the property. So normally you're going to get more debt again. So on the sales side, there's cash and debt, and basically to replace that full value, you got to put all the money back in and go borrow more money on the replacement side.
For a 1031 exchange, ideally you're looking for a stable asset, stable income, growth potential, and most regular folks wouldn't know where to find that property. And so they need someone to source the property for them, to conduct the due diligence, to negotiate the loan, to manage the property. It's a turnkey investment. It's a calling. You have to really have a knack. You have to have a thirst for finding the real estate, financing the real estate, managing the real estate, working within this structure called a DST, and making all the pieces and parts work together. DSTs are sold like securities. They are a security. They're like stocks and bonds, and they're sold through a private placement memorandum, which is essentially a disclosure document. It describes the sponsor, the property, the financing, the market. Anything that is relevant to that property and that offering will be fully disclosed in great detail in the private placement memorandum. And that makes it easy to study a property.
Well, because of Cornerstone's extensive experience over 20 years, we have deep relations with all the sponsors, as well as we've been through two major economic recessions. We've learned an incredible amount of lessons about real estate investment, and we have deep knowledge of the tax law, both in structuring your 1031 exchange coming into it and also out of the investment, but also how to shelter that cash flow from federal and state income tax.
If you'd like more information on how a 1031 exchange could help you, visit their website, cornerstonedst.com, or watch this segment again at insidetheblueprint.com. Launched in 2000 in Gardena, California, a small company dedicated to the idea of environmentally conscious, sustainable production of lighting products, Visionaire Lighting quickly expanded in both reputation and size.
From the beginning, we started doing smaller scale jobs, everything from parks to sports facilities, and then got into automotive lighting. And as the company grew, we got into more large scale projects like smart cities and street lighting.
Fred, the president and owner of our company, was also involved in tennis, and so they wanted to start doing tennis lighting. And so we initially started by lighting tennis courts with HID, or high intensity discharge lamps.
Our company initially started with just assembling products, and over the years, we brought more and more processes in-house. Now today, we are a completely vertically integrated company who manufactures all of its different components here in our facility.
The The advent of commercially viable solid-state or LED lighting was the first significant change in the industry in over 100 years.
The new technology that Visionaire has and why it's going to make us stand out is because an open platform, it's a single pane of glass. Currently in today's lighting market, if I am with a university or if I'm with a city, I want to be able to control my lights, I want to be able to control my parking sensors, my oxygen sensors, any kind of thing, and any time I want to do that, I have to do that on a separate login, a separate program. What's unique to Visionaire is we're an open protocol, which means we have different devices from different manufacturers that we could bring in and all operate on our own user interface.
Because solid-state lighting was essentially a small computer, it enabled other connected devices to interface with lighting for the first time at this level. This was the birth of smart lighting.
The technology that I developed was a platform, a very agnostic, unique platform where we could have multiple softwares on one pane of glass. So I could actually take it to where I could bring in 3 or 4 different types of software, bring it into one, and be able to visualize everything on a single pane of glass.
In the light fixtures there's a real estate. There's a platform inside there which allows that. The light itself's not detecting that movement, but there would be a computer or brain chip that's inside that platform that allows you to be able to signal what's going on based on the camera.
Visionaire manufactures its own printed circuit boards in-house in its Surface Mount Technology or SMT facility. Each board is individually tested and analyzed for quality. This ensures the elevated level of product quality and longevity.
We have robots doing injection molding, making the optics for our LED fixtures. We have a SMT room, which is surface mount technology, which will pick an LED off of a reel and place it onto our printed circuit board. We have a pattern shop or sandcasting for die cast.
Just like the smartphone's evolution over the years, Pangea Link technology will integrate with applications we haven't even imagined yet. There's a street light almost every place you look, which can support this technology in the future.
When you talk about the future and the application, it's really unlimited, and it's allowed us to continue to keep desiring the city's wants and needs and learning them as they're learning them at the same time.
The great thing about our technology is it's really future-proof. Because we are an open-ended platform, that means that whatever you have currently today, if you're happy with it, that's great, but if you realize you have a need and you need to incorporate something else into that system, you could do that in the future. So if you want to bring cameras onto it, if you want to bring smart water meters onto it, you're allowed to do that in the future because it's an open-ended platform.
The future for Visionaire is actually very, very bright. We're really developing things today and future-proofing our fixtures to where people can actually have access to this stuff 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road. As you know, software never stops. It's always an evolving thing. So in some cases, we know where we are today, but it could change in 24 months. It could be a totally different technology. So we're trying to stay on the cutting edge of that.
For more information about this new technology, please visit visionairelighting.com. Magic-Pak is an industry leader in multifamily HVAC technology. A combination of performance, convenience, and flexibility, these all-in-one units optimize the construction process from design to occupancy.
So our mission is to be the obvious choice for heating and cooling solutions for the multifamily industry, for architects and engineers and developers and contractors. This is a goal that we pursue with a unique product called Magic-Pak. Magic-Pak is an all-in-one HVAC system that maximizes and optimizes projects. Allied Air is a division of Lennox International, and we happen to be celebrating our 125th anniversary this year. Lennox is quite unique, actually, as the only American-based pure HVAC provider. Our commitment and our intensity of focus is a big, big deal. We launched the Magic-Pak concept more than 50 years ago now, offering a new approach to delivering comfort in multifamily dwellings. In fact, we created this all-in-one HVAC category.
Magic-Pak is an all-in-one HVAC system which improves the overall building environment while saving time and money.
So Magic-Pak is a really unique approach to doing heating and cooling systems in a multifamily environment, like an apartment or a condo. First of all, it starts by not taking two separate components, an indoor unit and an outdoor unit, and having them separately installed, but having everything combined into one single box. So when you do that, you simplify the design stage by making it easier to include the HVAC system unobtrusively in the apartment complex or building. It makes it easier for an architect to design around the HVAC system and not have to make space and waste valuable green space outside the building. It makes it easier for the installing contractor to repeatably put in a unit indoor only, takes less than half the time of a traditional system, reduces your labor hours, and gets you faster to the occupancy stage when the property can start making money.
Magic-Pak, with its plug-and-play design, is an ideal HVAC solution for apartments, condominiums, hotels, and other multifamily buildings construction. Its heating and cooling solution simplifies multi-vent building development at every stage, from construction to maintenance.
We say a lot of times with Magic-Pak that it's one choice that has a greater impact. So we know that architects and developers make over 5,000 choices on the products they want to include in every property they develop. And we think Magic-Pak actually creates the opportunity to open up more space, create a nicer living area, quieter, more peaceful space, and a space that's more desirable for residents. So there's a lot that goes into a great HVAC system. There's a compressor, there's an evaporator coil, there's a condenser, there's a blower, electrical components, control boards, and with Magic-Pak, we've been able to condense every single one of those components into a single package that's very simple to design with, very simple to install, it's unobtrusive on the property, and it helps fulfill the architect's vision. So I think that's where our innovation really shows. So this all-in-one HVAC system contains everything you need in one single compact package. You have a high-efficiency blower up top that moves the air throughout your system. In the center, you'll see a high-efficiency gas section with reliable blowers and a high-efficiency inducer motor to bring in fresh air from the outside. And then at the bottom, you'll see the compressor and then our high surface area coils that transfer the maximum amount of heat to the maximum amount of efficiency.
We're in Allied Air Manufacturing in Owensboro, South Carolina. We started off from the base lay-in station, move around to the brazing stations. This is where we solder our joints together so that there causes no leaks. Then we put those to two high-powered pressure tests. One high-powered pressure, the next is the chamber. Then we go through a vacuum stage, test it, cooling stages. Then we install that to marry the heating side. So this unit is so incredibly different because we actually combine 2 in 1. It doesn't split, 2 in 1. You have heating and cooling out of the same cabinet. Here at the facility, we do assemblies for residential heating and air conditioning here. We assemble them here on the manufacturing floor. Then we package them and ship them.
From innovative technology that serves architects, property developers, engineers, and mechanical contractors, Allied Air, with their product Magic-Pak multifamily HVAC system, which optimizes the construction process from design to occupancy.
So we're really excited about the future of our company. Magic-Pak is a well-recognized solution in many markets across Canada and the United States. We're seeking to broaden our footprint into all of the other markets, and we expect to see significant growth in the future.
There's risk involved in running any business today. But an unexpected fire could be a catastrophic risk that might mean the end of your business.
Many times businesses don't recover from a fire. There is $155 million a year in losses in storage facility fires alone. There is 3 times the damage in a non-sprinkler facility compared to a sprinkler facility. So having a sprinkler facility is safer for us, safer for everybody, and minimizes your losses. Many businesses will ask why. Why do I need this? I've never had a problem before. And I just usually tell them you've been lucky.
That's why constant innovation is needed in the field of fire suppression, including sprinklers specifically designed to meet the hazard classification of the building they protect.
We're at the Johnson Controls Fire Products Training Center, and what we do here is we do water-based fire protection training. We have 16 functional sprinklerizers, we have a spray demonstration room, we have fire pumps, we have special hazards rooms, so anything in the fire protection world we can really train on here. As the world changes, we need to change, so the innovation side of it we need to keep up with. We need to keep pushing forward and creating new products to help protect these businesses and these large buildings going up.
Today, Johnson Controls Research and Development Center, where modern-day fire sprinkler products are invented, sits on a site where fire suppression technological advancements have been developed for the past 100 years.
So if you think about a sprinkler, it's a pretty amazing device, right? This thing has to be installed in a building for a pretty significant period of time. It could be 20, maybe up to 50 years in all different kinds of environments. So to make sure that a sprinkler is going to perform in all those different applications, we subject them to a large number of different types of tests. These can range from hydrostatic integrity to the strength of the actual frame of the sprinkler to flow distribution or spray distribution, which is actually a test of the spray pattern of the sprinkler for a different application. Can also incorporate multiple full-scale fire tests depending on whatever the hazard we're trying to protect is.
And what's the latest innovation in fire suppression to come to market from Tyco? The new electronically activated sprinkler system that offers sprinkler heads with sensors to identify the source of where a fire has started.
Hi, I'm Andy Silva. I'm the Chief Engineer for Johnson Controls Fire Protection Products Group. I'm here in our test area F, where we're about to test Johnson Controls electronically activated sprinkler. The test simulates a warehouse arrangement. We've got about 8 boxes behind me. We're going to light the boxes up to challenge the sprinkler to see if it can put out the fire. It's going to be a pretty exciting test, so here we go. We need to conduct fire testing to prove out that sprinklers can adequately address the fires.
3, 2, 1, ignition!
We ignite the boxes at the base of the fire, basically to simulate an arson event in a warehouse, which can be very challenging to try to control. When the sprinkler reaches the activation point, the sprinkler will operate and discharge water. The goal is to determine whether or not the sprinkler, when it activates, can actually suppress the fire. Fire sprinklers have to respond faster and more intelligently in order to provide the most cost-effective and efficient fire protection solution.
The important thing about electronic sprinklers is that they operate much quicker, and we can operate a group of sprinklers surrounding the point of ignition much earlier. That allows us to address fires when they're much smaller. Smaller fires produce less smoke and less damage to buildings and their contents, and are much easier to manage with less water. In other words, only the sprinklers necessary to address the fire activate.
The electronic sprinkler is really revolutionary because it's the first time in the industry that we're applying electronic detection to the fire problem. Previous to now, it's always been a mechanical detection. What this allows is much faster detection, which allows for faster water on the fire. That's a huge deal and something we're really excited to bring to market.
Over the next several years, we're going to invest in excess of $5 million to improve and enhance our capabilities. And in the end, we're working on something that saves people's lives.
This new innovative way to suppress fires has drastically reduced water demand and increased speed in responding to a fire. And that can mean a business can continue to thrive, thanks to a company with over a century of dedication to innovation. To learn more about Tyco fire sprinklers, go to their website, tyco-fire.com/Inside the Blueprint, or go to InsideTheBlueprint.com to see this portion of the show again. Founded over 30 years ago, Anisa International is recognized as a global authority on makeup and skincare brushes. Brands that work with them know why they're the best. Now you will too.
Hi, my name's Anisa, and I'm the founder and CEO of Anisa International. We design, create, and manufacture makeup brushes for the beauty industry. Makeup brushes are a big part of a beauty routine. And odds are one of our brushes is in your purse or in your vanity, and you've been using Anisa brushes without knowing it.
They prioritize innovation, high quality, and responsible manufacturing.
Not all makeup brushes are made the same, and we really pride ourselves on being conscientious in how we will impact the environment, how our workers, our operators will create the brushes for you. So as a mindful manufacturer of makeup brushes, we are going to ensure that anything that we design, create, manufacture has been done at the utmost quality. We made it a priority for us to remove any type of animal products in our brushes. And that took real innovation, real focus on design, because we wanted to make sure we were not reducing the quality. So man-made fibers now are just as good as animal products. And now we can be more sustainable, cruelty-free, and ensure that whatever touches your face, no one or nothing was harmed.
Regarding innovation,
there are 3 parts to the brush that are really important. The first part is the head shape. Does that head shape perfectly pick up the products, the foundations, the powders, the eyeshadows? You have the connector, which is a ferrule, and that is usually made of aluminum, and we want to make sure we create that in the most sustainable way possible and do not negatively impact the environment. And then you have a handle. It can be made from wood or plastic or aluminum. It all is up to the brand and what they think is best and how it will really help the consumer to maximize that application. So the design of brushes came from the idea of the artist palette. Makeup brushes are what creates our canvas every day. So you are creating this work of art when you use your brushes. And we want you to be adventurous, we want you to be creative, we want you to be bold, we want you to be brave, and we want you to understand that a brush is your ally, it's your friend, and it's gonna make you feel great.
And when it comes to quality,
we put our brushes through rigorous quality standards. There are so many steps we will take before we ship the brushes to the stores to ensure they are going to last, because we know it's an investment that you're making.
they're also dedicated to the community.
In the world that we live today, it is more important than ever that we align with our business partners, and that means through sustainability, through giving back, and through really paying attention to equality in everything that we do. And I know our partners truly appreciate that. What's been so exciting about the beauty industry and why I have been so drawn to it and committed to it, and why my team also is so passionate about it, is that beauty is for an individual. It's an emotional connection. It is something that brings out our creativity, our confidence. So when you have a really great brush and it works with your makeup, it's the best experience. It's like being an artist every day.
For more information about how Anisa International can help grow your brand, visit their website, Anisa.com. And of course, visit our website, InsideTheBlueprint.com. Thanks for watching Inside the Blueprint. For more information on any of the products you saw today, or to find out how to become part of the show, please visit InsideTheBlueprint.com.